subscribe my channel to watch more videos, and please hit the bell icon before watching this video. The elevator from nowhere. Jake was the last one in the office, again. It was nearly midnight, and the silence was thick and unsettling. The soft hum of the fluorescent lights above flickered every few minutes, casting strange shadows across the cubicles. He had one final report to submit before heading home. With a sigh, he pressed save and shut his laptop. Jake packed up, heading to the elevator. As he stepped in, the usual ding sounded, and he hit the button for the ground floor. The doors slid shut with a creak, and the elevator began its descent. It was an old building, so occasional groans from the machinery were normal. He leaned back, checking his phone, when suddenly, the elevator stopped. The screen above displayed floor 10. Jake frowned. The building only had 9 floors. The doors slid open. A dark hallway stretched before him, with flickering lights barely illuminating the corridor. The air was colder here, and it carried a stale, moldy scent. Every instinct told him to stay inside the elevator, but some unseen force drew him out. His footsteps echoed eerily as he walked down the unfamiliar floor. The cubicles were empty, covered in dust, as though no one had been there in years. The walls were lined with yellowing papers and notes, written in strange, erratic handwriting. As he moved further in, he began to hear a faint clicking noise, like someone typing on an old keyboard, but no one was there. The clattering continued, growing louder, more frantic, but still, the office appeared abandoned. Jake turned a corner and saw a single light coming from an office at the end of the hall. It was a soft, warm glow, completely out of place compared to the sterile fluorescent bulbs overhead. He approached slowly, his heart pounding in his chest. The nameplate on the door was covered in grime, unreadable, but he felt an overwhelming urge to open it. When he did, the room was pitch black, except for a computer monitor, glowing faintly. It showed an email, written to him: subject, "You shouldn't be here, body, leave before it finds you." The monitor flickered, and a cold breeze swept through the office, slamming the door shut behind him. Jake spun around, but the door wouldn't budge. Panic set in as the temperature dropped further, and the clicking noise grew louder, closer. From the shadows at the far end of the room, a figure emerged, tall, distorted, its limbs bending unnaturally. Its face was obscured, but Jake could feel its hollow eyes staring at him. The thing moved slowly, its long, clawed fingers scraping the walls as it approached. Jake backed up, stumbling over the office chair. He tried to scream, but no sound came out. The figure was inches away now, its breath cold on his skin. Desperate, Jake lunged for the door, banging on it with all his strength. Suddenly, the door swung open, and Jake fell through it, crashing onto the floor of the elevator. He scrambled up and slammed the ground floor button repeatedly. The doors closed, and the elevator jolted to life, descending quickly. Jake's heart pounded as the floors ticked by, but this time they seemed normal. When the elevator reached the ground floor, the doors opened, revealing the empty lobby. He rushed out into the cold night air, panting and drenched in sweat. As he stood outside, trying to calm himself, the elevator behind him dinged again. Slowly, the doors slid open, revealing the same dark hallway he had just escaped from. There was a whisper in the air, faint but unmistakable: "You'll be back." And deep inside, Jake knew he wasn't free. Not yet.